Greetings, kaiju lovers! And hello to you too, Jimmy. Now, I'm going to be putting this out the day after Godzilla vs. Kong opens in, well, most of the world, most notably in North America, when it's on HBO Max and all of that. Our big broadcast after the premiere for the movie here on the island was quite eventful, if I might say so myself. A lot like this movie. So, I figured I needed to get something out immediately to tap into all the excitement and all the hoopla surrounding Godzilla vs. Kong. So I'm just putting out this little spoiler video, obviously, the day after everyone has already watched it on April 1st. Indeed, Jimmy, at this point, everything is fair game. 24 hours is long enough to start getting into spoilers about this. So, if you're listening to this, and for whatever reason you haven't watched Godzilla vs. Kong yet, you've been warned. So, first off, I was not expecting one of the characters to be a podcaster. In fact, how could I have not known about this? You would have thought I would have known about Titan Truth Podcast. Well, what a lot of you don't realize is that, yes, there is a character named Nathan in this movie, but I am not him, unlike Jimmy, with just about everybody who shows up in these movies named Jimmy. Oh, don't give me that. No, actually what happens is after the credits in this, I met with the fella who did the Titan Truth podcast, and I told him, I've got an offer for you. Yes, Jimmy, of course. I was secretly his producer. I did for him what you do for me. But unfortunately, my part in the movie got cut, and then we had to do a reshoot where I was the guy who went to him and basically made him an offer he couldn't refuse. But that is just one of the endings. Yes. Would you believe Adam Wingard? I know I didn't have a whole lot of faith in him going into this, but he has proven to me that he is a mad genius and a troll, and it's absolutely brilliant. Because what a lot of people didn't realize is that, yes, this movie has two endings. Yes, he took the urban legend associated with the original 1962 film and he made it real, people. I'm not kidding you. If you go to the theater, you'll get one ending, and if you watch it on streaming, like say HBO Max, you'll get a completely different ending. And guess what? He was telling us the truth when he said there was a definitive winner. What he didn't tell you was that there's a different one in each ending. In the theatrical version, it's Kong. On HBO Max, oh, it's Godzilla. Didn't see that coming, did you? I absolutely love it because not only is he being a raging fanboy, he is trolling the fan base. Doesn't matter if they're Team Godzilla or Team Kong. Guess what? They both win and they both lose, and then they're just going to keep fighting online. It's just like Alfred said in The Dark Knight. Some men just want to watch the world burn. And you know what? I'm gonna sit right next to Mr. Wingard and eat that popcorn with him while it happens. But here's the other thing. Mechagodzilla being in this movie is the worst kept secret ever of all time. But what you all didn't realize is that Jimmy, yes, it was Jimmy after all, when it comes to Mechagodzilla. He apparently has been doing work on the side with Apex Cybernetics, which surprised me, and he actually had a hand in building this thing. He even has a little cameo that he makes in the movie where he's giving the blueprints to Ren Sarazawa and telling him, exactly, Jimmy, exactly that. In fact, you probably had the most memorable line in the entire movie. What was it again? Yep. Exactly. Both funny and profound. Absolutely love it. Yes, it's the last nice thing I'm going to say about you for a while. Apparently, Apex was getting word about all of the mechanical marvels that Jimmy was building in his garage on the island and figured, hey, we better consult with this guy. But there were a couple of big surprises that even with Mechagodzilla being the most horribly kept secret ever, there were a couple of other ones that they managed to hide from everybody. Not the least of which was this unexpected appearance by...
Gamera is really neat. Gamera is filled with meat. We've been eating Gamera. Shell, teeth, eyes, flames, claws, breath, scales, fun.
Yes, you heard it here on MIFV First. I'm not kidding you. Go back to, I think it's episode 12, when I had John LeMay on about King Kong Lives, and he said, here, on the air. If not that episode, it was his first episode in episode 3. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just saying, John LeMay said he heard Gamera was gonna be in this movie, and hot dang he was. Apparently, he was the one in charge of the Hollow Earth before Kong got down there and went all Conan the Barbarian on everything. I mean, somebody had to take care of that place while Kong was gone. And it was a little tense there for a second when Kong came barging in and he had to basically tell Gamera, Kong say you give Kong throne. That was a little intense, I have to admit. And then Gamera had to remind him, hey, did you forget I'm the king of the monsters right now? And then what I really didn't expect is, I thought it was going to turn into this knockdown, drag-out brawl, but then I realized, no, they got to save that for Hong Kong, no pun intended, in the fight against Godzilla. So, you know what actually ended up happening? How they decided who got to be in charge, at least of the Hollow Earth at that point? An arm wrestling contest. And you know what? I think I heard on the Kaiju Transmissions podcast recently that real gorillas are insanely strong, and my gosh, Kong just about broke Gamera's flippery arm. I'm just saying. I am happy to report that Gamera is actually doing fine, at least here on Monster Island. According to the Monster Island Board of Directors, he is still King of the Monsters, whatever. But then there's one last one, the biggest surprise out of the entire movie that nobody saw coming, and... Are you kidding me, Jimmy? The guy who is the subject of this very spoiler that I am bringing up is actually calling in to talk about it. Oh, goodness. But I guess he's so busy he can't bother to take a little walk down here to the KIJU studios to actually be on the show proper. But sure, put him on the air.
That's right, Marchand.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Captain freaking Gordon, the baddest of all asses.
You got that right. Don't you forget it either.
Yeah, so you want to tell everybody what happened when you decided to show up in the movie?
Well, is anyone surprised that I would be in this movie? Did you not see Don Fry playing me in Final Wars? Y'all know that if it wasn't for that Manila Monday freak, I would have taken on Godzilla single-handedly with nothing but my bare hands and my katana. Which is exactly what happened in this. Godzilla's in Hong Kong. I got dispatched to Hong Kong. I climbed up to the top of a building, and I went right up to that lizard's face, and I said, "You're gonna stop that right now." And then I took out my katana, and I gave that lizard a new nose ring.
Yeah, but what I really wasn't expecting was what happened after that.
I thought you were up on your Don Fry facts, boy.
Well, I thought I was.
What you don't realize is that Ultraman uses the beta capsule to turn into me.
Yeah, I never expected there would be a cameo from Ultraman in this. I mean, this really is like a Marvel movie. Everybody is showing up in it.
Yeah, and it came in handy when that lizard decided that the best way to deal with me was to eat me. Little did he know that I spit specium. I gave him a serious case of indigestion, and then he vomited me right back up onto the street. At that point, the big monkey was getting involved, and I decided, you know what, let them settle things. I've done enough.
Probably a good idea.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a tiny British man that I need to annoy in order to do my duties as the head of security around here.
Yes, and thank you for calling in.
You can expect to have more calls from me in the future, boy.
Should I take that as a threat?
Yes and no. Depends on my mood and what you've done or haven't done.
Gotcha. All right, well, for those of you who decided to listen through this, you have a heck of a lot to look forward to if you haven't seen the movie already. And for those of you who have, please feel free to join the discussion by sending us feedback. Our email address is feedback@monsterislandfilmvault.com. And keep in mind, your letters could be read on a future episode of the show. And I really look forward to it. Yes, Jimmy, you can go finish making some upgrades to Uber Mogra and Mechanicon Mark II based on what you saw here. Seriously, man, are you sure you should be ordering parts from Apex? I'm not sure that's a great idea. We don't need to tick off Godzilla here on the island. Exactly. Point taken.